Hello, this is Joseph Alexander Van Sant. Today I am going to discuss the new used effect. The new used effect is something which I noted over many years. I have several examples of the new used effect. The first is a car. I've owned new cars and used cars. I currently have a new car that I purchased, a Volvo in White Plains. Approximately 2 years ago. I drove across country from New York to California, where I am now. That's something I did with a new car. A used car, I could not have done that. It's not clear what the difference is between a new and a used car, but a new car can do things a used car can't do. A new car is new, especially if you are the first owner. If you are the first owner of the car, it will do things used cars can't do. At one time, the tire blew out of my car. I was on the leaving Colorado. As I'm leaving Colorado, the tire blows out. As the tire blows out, there's an SOS system. I call, someone says they'll be there in 3 hours. No one shows up. And it was very hot. It was on the road. It was 200 degrees. I almost died of heat stroke. I later had to, I have a bad back. I had to get out and change the tire, put the spare tire on, sometimes called a donut, and drove it to another place and had to change. The same thing happened again in Salina, Utah. I was there for some time, and I couldn't find some place to fix it. Finally, I found some place that fixed it. But that was with a new car. I have the same problem with SOS. Someone said they would come, they never came. There were people doing some road work on the Eisenhower Interstate. I was waiting for them for 3 hours, and then a gentleman said, he offered me some drink. I went and I got it, which I kindly thanked him for. In any case, all those things happen with the new car. With the used car, it could not have happened. Used cars cannot do things new cars can do. This is what I call the new used effect. But that's also, it's not just in cars, it's also in computers. I have several computers that I bought. New computers will work usually 30 hours. Used computers, maybe 5 hours. I occasionally repair computers. At the repair computer level, there's a huge difference. There's a huge difference in what new and used can do. It's not clear why, but that's part of the new used effect. The same thing is true in bicycles. I started riding a bicycle when I was about 10 years old or so. I fell several times, but later I learned to fix my own tire or tires. If you have a new bicycle, you could, I used to live in Albertson, and I would occasionally take my bicycle to school. I would occasionally take it to the shopping mall. I had a newspaper route, and I would use it. But those were all new bicycles. Used bicycles, it wouldn't do it. It physically wouldn't do it, or you couldn't do it. That's also part of the new used effect. Something that's new outperforms something that's used. That's also true in virtually everything. In calculators, in homes. I once lived at a new home in Little Neck. It was a home. We were the first owners, and we lived in, we had very few problems with the home. Everything ran okay. I later, moved to Albertson, where it was a used home. It was a suburban home. It was about a third of an acre, but it had problems. The water leaked. Water came in, the heater didn't work, the water heater didn't work. Water came in through the roof, it flooded, and we had inspection zones. The point I'm trying to make is, in the case of a new or used home, a new home always outperforms a used home. This is part of a general effect I'll call the new used effect. Something that's new always outperforms something that's used. At the effect level, by the effect level, I mean something like, if you take an apple and you drop it to the ground, it falls to the ground. That's an effect. Something goes from a higher point to a lower point. That's true in almost all situations. That's an effect. This is also something I consider an effect, the new used effect. This is Joseph Alexander Van Zandt. Thank you for listening.